So hello students, today we are going to start a very common and important topic for all classes. ठीक है, एक class we cannot say that कि it is applicable for only for one class. It is applicable for all classes. Whenever you will teach mathematics, you will see triangle and its properties. It is very common topic. That is why I am saying. Now we will start from the beginning. What do you mean by triangle? As you know very well, triangle is a three-sided polygon. Three-sided polygon means three-sided closed figure, because polygon means closed figure which is made up of line segments. So polygon, what do you mean by polygon? Polygon is a closed figure which is made up of line segments, and the polygon starts with triangle only, because triangle is the first figure which is made by line segment and it is closed also, because minimum 3 lines are required, we know that. So it means in the polygon we are seeing the first polygon which is a triangle only. Now we will discuss what is triangle, how we represent it, how we will write it, how many terms are here, what is exactly in this particular figure. Now first of all I will talk about the sides. If I say how many sides are here, how many angles are here, how many vertices are here. So generally we talk about the sides, angles and vertices. If you see, in higher classes also, only the 3 criteria, 3 terms which we see in the triangle, they are only sides, angles and vertices. And we will discuss one by one about the sides, angles and vertices, and we will try to build a relationship between them, and then on the basis of those relationships we find the results. We will discuss it later, because now in this particular chapter we will discuss related to some sides, how we will present it, how we will write it, and what are the various properties which are related to triangle. So one by one I'm keeping all the points in front of you. So you can see the sides. So you can see the sides here, AB, and there is a one side BC, and there is one side AC. So 3 sides are here, you can see. So, and some student can understand AB can be written as a BA also, BC can be written as a CB, and it can be written as a CA. So it means if you are representing the sides, or you can put line over it, so that you can understand it is a line segment, because it is a part of a line. Line is a non-ending point. Line contains never ending points on both sides, but in the triangle we generally say that line word means line segment. You should understand here, if I am using line word, line BC, so my meaning is it is related to line segment only. Okay, now this is the presentation of the sides. Then how can we present angle A? For example, I am saying angle A, so this is the symbol of angle A, or I can represent it by angle BAC. If I just want to represent perfectly, like where is angle is formed and what is the direction, so B and C will tell you the actual direction. Like angle is forming by BA and AC, because BA and AC. So actually this particular presentation will tell you the arms of the angles, right? This is actually representing the arms of the angles, and we can represent it by angle CAB. You can say in this way also, in this direction, CAB or BAC, or you can say that angle A. We are taking angle A only in that condition if we are taking whole angle, complete angle on that vertices. This is very important to understand. If there are 2 angles or 3 angles, then on that time we should keep these particular terminologies, this particular presentation in our mind, right? Now if suppose I am saying angle B, how we will present it? Angle B can be represented by ABC, or we can represent it by angle CBA, right? So this is the way. There are 3 presentations for an angle. Or angle C can be represented by angle ACB or angle BCA. You can see where the angle is formed, that particular vertex will be in the middle position, and the other 2 vertices can be exchanged, but the middle one where the angle is formed, we cannot replace it. This has a fixed position here. Now I will talk about the vertices. It's very simple. There are three vertices, A, B and C. So we will represent it by this only. So these are the terms which we will use in triangle. So you should know the presentation of angle and the sides mainly. Mainly the presentations problems comes with the angles only, because sides you can easily represent it, but the angle part you have to be very specific in this particular case. I will tell you, I will take one example where the generally common errors will be done by the generally done by the students. Now I have taken, student, one example where the triangle is ABC and there is a one line BD which is actually dividing this angle B in two parts, angle 1 and angle 2. So it means at vertex B there are three angles. So why I am saying three angles? Because there is this angle 1, this angle 2 and this complete angle also. So I have already told you, if you are representing the complete angle, then you can represent it by only single alphabet, angle B. But if you want to represent this angle 1, so your presentation cannot be angle B, right? This complete angle, this is called whole angle or complete angle at vertex B. If you are representing by this, if you are saying I want to represent angle 1, so angle 1 can be represented by DBC. So we will write here DBC or CBD, because in this particular way you have to be understand this angle 1 is because of this particular arm and this particular arm. So on that time you have to see which arms are making angle. So angle 1 is formed by DB and BC, so it means I will include DBC. So DB, some students can think then why we are not showing DB and BC, because B is repeating two times, so we are writing it DBC so that it is very clear that direction, what is the direction and where the angle is formed. And angle 2, if you are presenting angle 2, so we will say that angle ABD, or we can say that angle DBA. So both are correct in that case. So I hope this particular part is clear, because this was related to the previous class also, or generally my purpose for this telling this particular thing is so that your common error, or if you have any doubt related to presentation of angle, that can be removed here only. Now students, there are three important terms which we are using in triangle, that generally it is a part of the triangle in the interior side. If you see, the first one is the median. So I will tell you one by one what is the meaning of median. The second term which we will discuss, altitude. The third term which we will discuss, angle bisector, right? So one by one we will see the definition I have written here. What is a median? Median is a line segment which is formed by vertex to the midpoint of the opposite sides of a triangle, right? Of a triangle, because we are discussing about a triangle only. So if I represent it by a in that figure, in any figure, so what is the meaning of this particular part? Okay, I am making a scalene triangle so that it will be more easy to understand, because in equilateral triangle I will tell you what will be the difference. Suppose I am taking this one ABC. So the question is, the explanation of the median is a line segment which is formed by vertex. Suppose I am taking this vertex here, A, to the midpoint of the opposite side. Okay, what is the midpoint of BC? So we will check the midpoint of BC. Suppose midpoint is here, it is D. If I join this particular line to the midpoint, this vertex to the opposite side, midpoint of the opposite side, so then student can understand ki suppose I am drawing from B, so I will check the midpoint of AC here. Suppose AC midpoint is this one, E, so I will join with this B because opposite vertex. If I say that we have to join from C, so we have to take the midpoint of AB. In that case I will join this E. So in this case, if you see, this is the F, so I will say that AD and BE and CF are medians of a triangle ABC. So it means it is now very clear, like in a triangle there are only three medians possible, only three medians we can draw, and we should understand we have to join the vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. You have to see only this criteria, nothing else. We will not discuss about the angle, we will not discuss about any type of other thing. We will discuss only what, whether this particular point and this D point should be a midpoint. We are not saying that these two angles will be equal. This is not the part of this criteria, right? Criteria is only the vertex and midpoints will be joined, nothing else. Don't think any other thing, then it is a median. If I am saying altitude, okay, suppose I am taking again isosceles triangle, sorry, scalene triangle. So what is the altitude? Altitude is a height. Altitude is a height which falls from a vertex, which falls from a vertex. It means the height falls from a vertex. Okay, I am falling from this to the opposite side, to the opposite side. It means height is falling from A to BC with 90-degree angle. So it is very clear here the difference between these two. Here we are joining the line from vertex to the midpoint. Here the target is different. We are joining a line, we are drawing a line which is actually falling on the opposite side with a 90-degree. It is not, we are not explaining here that it will be a midpoint. We are saying it should make a 90-degree. This is the criteria for altitude. Altitude says we want 90-degree only, nothing else. Median says we want midpoint only here. Where is the midpoint? And join with the vertex. Where is the point on this line which is making 90-degree angle with this A? That is called altitude. So how many altitude are possible? Sometimes altitude, suppose if you want to draw the altitude from B, so it is not possible on AC. So in that case what we will do, we will draw on the outer side. So it means altitude sometimes can go outer of the triangle, because our purpose is to draw 90-degree only. In this case also, if I say like C want to draw, so suppose 90-degree is coming here, so C is also following the altitude outside of the triangle. It is not necessary that altitude falls only in the interior of the triangle. Sometimes it depends on the triangle to triangle, right? So you have to be, see here, you have to be very specific. You have to draw 90-degree angle, nothing else, if you are talking about altitude. If you are talking about median, you have to see the midpoint only. In angle bisector is related to, you can understand angle and bisect. Bisect means in two equal parts. In equal parts. Bisect means make it half. So it means suppose this angle A, whatever it is, suppose I am drawing a line in such a way that this line is actually dividing this angle in two equal parts, then we will say that this particular line will be the bisector. Now in this case we are not saying that this point will be what, this point can be a midpoint or it is a altitude. We are not seeing here. We are only seeing that whether this particular line is dividing this particular angle or not. If it is dividing in two equal parts, then we will say that it is a angular bisector. So how many angular bisectors are possible? If you see, there are three angular bisectors are possible. So it means there are three medians, right? There are three altitudes, there are three angle bisector in a triangle. So everything is 3. So you have to be just understand the difference between median, altitude and bisector, right? I am taking a triangle where I will draw all the things together. Then you will be able to, I think, more able to understand what is the difference between them. And please note down this information. Now students, I have taken PQR one triangle. I am drawing the median, altitude and एंगल बाइसेक्टर ऑफ पॉइंट P, फ्रॉम पॉइंट P की बात कर रहे हैं. नाउ सपोज आई एम सेइंग एल्टीट्यूड आई वांट टू ड्रॉ, सो व्हाट आई विल डू, आई विल फॉल फ्रॉम P to the opposite side and a line segment with 90 degree angle. So this is the purpose, we have to draw 90 degree, we want only 90 degree angle. But if I am saying I want median, so what is the median? Median means we have to find a first of all midpoint. Suppose it is D and D is the midpoint. If I join this P to D, so I will say that this PD is the median. So I am writing here, suppose it is S, so I will say that PS is altitude and PD will be median. And if I say that angular bisector is here, which is the line, different line, suppose I am saying this is PE, and angular bisector, what angular bisector says, suppose I am removing this particular altitude we have presented. Now the purpose of this particular angular bisector is, it is dividing this particular angle in two equal parts. So what I will say that this PE is a angle bisector. So now you have understood, like both, all the three, median, angle bisector and the altitude, all can move in a different directions. So this should be very clear in your mind. Yes, but there is one triangle, this is the equilateral triangle, which is equilateral triangle, where you will see that in equilateral triangle, if I am drawing a median, suppose, so it is a D point, D is a midpoint, suppose I am saying, right? So it is, you can see whenever you will, you can do it practically also, you will see that it will be 90 degree. So it means if it is 90 degree, then it will be altitude, and you will see that this angle is equal to this angle. So it means in equilateral triangle, median, right, altitude and angle bisector all can be represented by one line only. So it means this particular AD is also known as by all the three names. Whatever is required, you can use in any way. If you want to use as a median, then you can use as a median. You want to use as an altitude, then you can use an altitude. If you want to use as an angle bisector, then you can use as an angle bisector. So but only for equilateral triangle, I am telling you, this is only for equilateral triangle, where the median, altitude and angle bisectors all are same line, all are related to same line, right? So this was the terms of triangles which we will use in this chapter, and you have to be very specific with the difference of all these three. Now in the next lecture, this is the lecture 1 class, and in this lecture we have studied a lot of about the terms related to triangle. In the next lecture we will discuss about the properties, where we will see that which type of properties we can see in a triangle, properties of a triangle, and one property is very known to you, which we will discuss in the next video. Till then, thank you so much for watching this video.